What's going off the record, listeners? Today I've got my co-host Coy with me today, joining us in the fun here at the studio, Redacted Studios. This is the studio where the Lore Lodge films their show. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you do. So we're going to get into a couple news articles today. I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. The weekend is just starting to hit us. Hope you have some good plans. Hope you're not working. I hope you're off. But if you are working, respect. So we have a couple episodes up already of the show that we filmed last year. We have 5 episodes. We have 2 others that are still yet to be released. If you've watched those, comment down below. Tell us who your favorite guest was. So let's get into our news segment. If you haven't been following music news, I believe it was the beginning of 2023, where Ed Sheeran, he had a significant legal victory. Sheeran was successful in defending himself against allegations of copyright infringement concerning his 2014 hit, Think Out Loud. The lawsuit initiated that the heirs of the Ed Townsend, co-writer of Marvin Gaye's 1973 classic, Let's Get It On, claimed that Sheeran's song bore substantial similarities to Gaye's iconic track. What do you guys think? Do you think any of Ed Sheeran's music has given you a Marvin Gaye vibe? I could definitely see he's influenced by him. But I kind of find that song to be a little bit of a stretch. I listened to both. Both are great tracks. Let's talk about how they settled this in court. The trial was held in Manhattan Federal Court. It concluded on May 4th, 2023. The jury finding Ed Sheeran not liable for copyright infringement. Throughout the proceedings, Sheeran maintained that any similarities between the 2 songs were coincidental and stemmed from a common musical element that are in pop music. He emphasized that the chord progression and the rhythms in question are foundational components used by songwriters universally. It's a super good argument. You could really fall down a slippery slope right here with copyright infringement. There are so many bands that have the same 4 chords for their whole song. I believe I've seen groups do a medley of, I want to say, 20 different pop to rock songs from the 90s all in one go, using this commonality that you see in music. So, demonstrating his commitment to his defense, Sheeran took the stand during the trial and even performed a mashup. Quiet, buddy. Lay down. He performed a mashup of Think Out Loud and Let's Get It On to illustrate the prevalence of the chord progression in question. So he argued that such musical building blocks should be acceptable to all artists, cautioning that overproduction could stifle creativity within the industry. What this means is, when you're working on an album, sometimes the producers get really happy with just overproducing a track. And sometimes it creates a great song. Sometimes it really deadens the song. It starts taking away the original vibe or the emotion that the artist had behind writing it. Following the verdict, Sheeran expressed both relief and frustration. He stated, "I'm obviously very happy with the outcome of the case. At the same time, I am unbelievably frustrated that the baseless claims like this are allowed to go to court at all. This sentiment underscores the challenges artists face in navigating copyright laws while striving to create original work. This case highlights the ongoing debate over copyright in the music industry, particularly concerning the balance between protecting original works and allowing artists the freedom to draw upon common musical elements. Sheeran's victory may set a precedent for future cases, emphasizing the importance of distinguishing between genuine infringement and the shared use of fundamental musical components. Now, I know I saw a couple videos of Ed Sheeran talking about this before he went into court, and you're talking about a guy that has so many hits over the last 10 years. Great songwriter, great performer. He also tours, he's been touring solo for the last couple of years, last decade. Kyle Gerhardt, who manages Creed, Lit, Hinder, and Fuel, I had him on the 7th episode that we have not released. And one of the things he told me about Ed Sheeran, because Kyle is actually a front of house engineer. He does live sound. He's done live sound for Paramore. He's done live sound for All Time Low. He's worked with so many different bands. He said one of the really interesting things about Ed Sheeran, when you look at him from a musical professional and business artist, is he basically bought his whole set for when he tours. So he's playing Madison Square Garden, he's playing Wembley Stadium, he's playing some of the biggest venues that an artist can play, and it's just him. So he owns his set, he's not renting all that equipment, saves him a lot of money, definitely a huge upfront cost, but he's not paying to rent that equipment every year. He's only paying his sound guys to run it, and he doesn't tour with any other musicians. He uses a looping pedal. If you want to take a look at his live music, he has an array of different instruments up on that stage, and the way he crafts his songs live, it's super impressive. He is an impressive musician. But I do remember watching a video of him talking about this court case, and I know he said that if he loses this court case, he might not play music ever again. He might not record. He kind of said it would definitely make him lose hope in his dream of being a professional musician. And again, he's a musician who's made a lot of money over the last decade or more. He's written a ton of hits. I don't know if you know this, but he wrote the song Love Yourself, performed by Justin Bieber. He's written a ton of hits with Benny Blanco, who I'll probably do a news segment about in the future if you don't know who he is. Ed Sheeran's just an amazing artist, amazing performer, amazing songwriter. He has a ton of hits, so I'm really glad he won this case, because this is a really, really sticky situation for any musician out there. Again, there's a lot of songs that could easily go underneath the chopping block in court, saying that they sound like another song from God knows how long ago to a song that came out within last year. Second topic today for the music news, Red Hot Chili Peppers. They have a new chapter with this fresh album and a global tour. Red Hot Chili Peppers are one of the most influential and enduring rock bands from the last 4 decades. And they're still making waves in the music industry. With a new album set for release in 2025 and an extensive world tour on the horizon, the Peppers continue to prove their relevance and staying in power on the music charts. So let's dive into what fans can expect from this new era of an iconic band. I know one of the ways that Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer, has stayed relevant in the news, he is, I want to say, around 62, that age range, is by dating women that could obviously be his granddaughter. Not my cup of tea. I understand why men do that. It's definitely made the news a lot. It's been controversial. What do you think about a guy in his 60s dating a girl in their 20s? Comment down below. We have a chat on this blog post, so I want to hear what you think. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We have a bunch of videos out there that you can check out. We have short clips from our episodes. If an hour or more is too long for you to watch, then we have short clips. So, getting back to Red Hot Chili Peppers, the new album Sizzle is the next evolution of the Red Hot Chili Peppers sound. Following the success of Unlimited Love and the return of Dream Canteen, both realized in 2022 that the Red Hot Chili Peppers were gearing up for yet another musical journey with their upcoming album Sizzle. Set for the spring of 2025 to be released, the album promises to deliver the band's signature mix of funk, rock, and soul while exploring fresh sonic landscapes. The guitarist John Famonti, I believe that's how his last name is pronounced, who's returned to the band in 2019, reignited their creative sparks and spoke about the album's recent in a recent interview. Quote, "We've been writing non-stop since Unlimited Love, and this record feels like a step in our evolution. It's full of energy, experimentation, and some of the best grooves we've ever come up with. We're excited to share it with the world. Although details on the track list remain under wraps, sources close to the band hint at a mix of high-energy rock anthems and introspective ballads. Fans are particularly eager to hear how Flea legendary with his legendary bass lines, Chad Smith with his dynamic drumming, and Anthony Kiedis' poetic lyricism will come together in this new project. They have so many hits from the 90s, so many hits from the early 2000s. We're talking about one of the longest lasting 90s bands that we have with mega hits. We only have bands like Foo Fighters, Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's really a handful that have stayed together and have really been pushing since the 90s. Again, Red Hot Chili Peppers has had issues with keeping a guitarist in the past. They went through a number of different guitarists. But John was definitely, I would say every fan's favorite guitarist. If you talk to most of the Red Hot Chili Pepper fans, he definitely has, I want to say, one of the best experimental vibes with them. I feel like he really clicks with, Flea is one of the best bass players you can see in a rock band. And Chad is an amazing drummer, often being confused for Will Ferrell. We're talking about a band that is probably going to be playing into their 70s and 80s. This is also a band you should definitely see live. If you know about the Foo Fighters, their drummer passed away a couple of years ago. Horrible. I still haven't seen them live. They're on my list. I need to see them this year. But Red Hot Chili Peppers is one of those bands you really want to see this collection of musicians playing together live. So 2025, the World Tour, it's a must-see live experience. To support the album, the Peppers have announced an ambitious world tour that will take them through North America, Europe, Asia, and Australia. The tour is expected to kick off in Los Angeles, where they're based out of, and will feature a mix of stadium shows and festival appearances. Longtime fans and new listeners alike can anticipate a set list blending classics like Californication, Under the Bridge, and Give It Away, with brand new tracks from Sizzle as well. With their electrifying stage presence and unpredictable live performances, the Red Hot Chili Peppers continue to set a gold standard for live rock shows. According to Flea, quote, "Playing live is what keeps us going. Every tour feels like a new adventure, and we can't wait to hit the road again. We've got some surprises in store for this one," unquote. Again, you're talking about musicians. This is a band that has had a really long shelf life. They've stayed in the spotlight. They've done a really good job at rebranding themselves. They're definitely known for their live show, so I wouldn't miss out on that if it's a band you want to see. The band's legacy, 40 years of innovation and influence. Since forming in LA in 1983, the Red Hot Chili Peppers had defied musical norms, blending funk, punk, and alternative rock into a sound that is uniquely their own. With over 120 million records sold worldwide and countless awards, including multiple Grammys, they remain one of the world's best-selling and most celebrated rock bands of all times. Their ability to evolve while staying true to their roots has kept them relevant across generations. Sorry. From the explosive energy of their early years to their introspective work later on, the band's music has touched millions, inspiring countless artists along the way. Philanthropy and activism, more than just music. Beyond music, the Red Hot Chili Peppers have remained committed to social causes. Recently, they participated in a Fire Aid benefit concert in LA, raising funds for the victims of the devastating wildfires in California. Their involvement in charity initiatives, environmental causes, and youth music programs reflects their dedication to making a positive impact beyond just the stage they play on. A bright future for the Red Hot Chili Peppers and their fans. With Sizzle on the way and a world tour beginning, they are improving that legacy that they have. Even after 40 years, they still have plenty of fire left in them. Whether you've been a fan of Blood, Sugar, Sex Magic, or just discovered their music, there's never been a better time to experience the magic of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Stay tuned for more updates about them and their tour. Hopefully we'll have a couple updates from them as they embark on this world tour. I would love to see them in Philly. What venue do you think they should be playing in Philly? Comment down below in the blog, and comment and tell us what your favorite Red Hot Chili Pepper song is down below. I would say one of mine is probably Under the Bridge. I just watched a video recently about how they were making that song in the studio, and they were admitting that they really got stuck on the bridge part. They didn't know where to go with it. I want to say John Framonti's, I think it was his mom came in with 2 or 3 other of the ladies from their church choir to sing those female vocals, that chorus sound that you hear them singing Under the Bridge Downtown, with Anthony Kiedis coming back and forth singing with them. Super interesting. They had pictures of the moms singing in the studio. It was a very interesting choice to take female choir singers from a church to fit it into that song. They have such a unique sound. It definitely expanded on their sound, adding that. And I know they've experimented with many other different things in the studio. I know Flea was originally, I believe, a trumpet player. And I believe his dad played in jazz bands. I think his dad was a professional jazz musician. And it carried on to him. He's definitely one of the best bass players you'll see in a rock band live. You'll also see him in a lot of different movies. Flea was in the Back to the Future movies. He's been in a ton of movies. You go to IMDb and look up his roster of movies that he's performed in. And it's really funny looking at him. He looks exactly the same from when he was young. He's just got a lot of gray hair now. Our last news update, I'm trying to cover local musicians here in the Philadelphia area starting. But if you are a local band you want to get covered, comment down below or email our email and we'll chat. But today we're going to be talking about Studweiser, Philadelphia's rising rock sensation. They're making waves in the local music scene. Philadelphia's vibrant music scene has been a long breeding ground for innovative and dynamic bands. One group that has recently captured the attention of both fans and critics alike is Studweiser. They formed in 2022, coming out of the pandemic, out of Bridgeport, Pennsylvania, right next to King of Prussia, right here near Phoenixville. Cool little town. Conshohocken Brewery has a location there. If you haven't checked that out. Studweiser emerged from the collaboration of seasoned musicians within the Philadelphia music community. I've played shows with almost every member. I don't know their lead singer, Matt Grace, but their guitarist, Chris Swanson, was in my band at one point. He's an amazing musician. He was actually mentioned in our episode number 2 with Dave Heck from the Lansdale music scene, who plays in Aaron West in the Roaring Twenties. Chris Swanson puts on open mics. He tours with Say Anything, doing guitar teching for them. He's in, I want to say, 5 different local bands. Amazing musician. And he plays one of my old guitars, a Gibson SG Faded Brown with, I forget what pickups are. I believe it's a P90 in the neck and something in the bridge that's nice and kicking. But the band comprises of Nick, Chris Swanson on guitar, Dave Adler on drums, who I've played shows with, and Matt Grace leading with the vocals. Their collective experience has culminated into a sound that seamlessly blends elements of rock, punk, and alternative music, carving out a distinctive niche in the local scene. Their guitar player, Nick, who I talked to today, actually plays Balger guitars. If you don't know Balger guitars, they're emerging vintage inspiration. They have emerging vintage inspiration with a modern design. They were founded in 2014 by luthier Joe Balger, who's right out of the music scene here. Balger Guitars is in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, and they specialize in crafting electric guitars and basses. The company's mission is to create instruments that seamlessly blend vintage aesthetics with contemporary design elements, offering musicians tools that make authentic guitars. I actually am a Balger artist as well. I play. I have owned both guitars that Nick owns. He owns a Thicket and a Growler. I don't know if the Growler is still made by Balger. I want to say they do one-offs, maybe, but that was replaced with a different model that kind of looks like it. Great guitars. If you're a guitarist and you haven't played them, definitely check them out. Their website has a builder where you can actually design your own custom guitar. So they do. Their guitars are made in Korea. They do semi-customs and they do full customs. Great guitars. They do a Balger festival every year. We'll announce that coming up in the summer. It's usually around August. And we'll actually be featuring Joe Balger on the show at some point. I've actually been chatting with him for the last year. Great guy, great company. Make sure you support local. So they debuted a single, and it was super successful. Studweiser, their track "The Depot," quickly resonated with listeners, drawing inspiration from local establishments within the scene. The song not only showcased their musical prowess, but it also opened doors to numerous live performance opportunities, allowing them to share the stage with notable acts such as the UK's The Amazons and the heavy metal veterans Anvil. Recent releases and musical evolution. In December 2024, so literally 4 months ago, the band released their last EP titled Who Do You Love, featuring tracks like Meant for Me, Kill Cam Montage, and Who Do You Love. This collection reflects their evolving artistry and has been really well received by the fans and new listeners in the area. April of 2025, this month, marks a significant milestone for Studweiser as they've been honored on 93.3 WMMR, Philadelphia's Local Shots Artist of the Month. Huge recognition. This underscores their growing influence and solidifies that their status as a formidable presence in the Philadelphia landscape will trudge on. Engaging live performances. Known for their electrifying live shows, Studweiser has graced various venues across the Philadelphia area. Notably, on February 20th, they performed at Kung Fu Necktie. Great venue, right underneath the L. I believe it's Kensington, close to there at least. sharing the stage with bands like Atia, Altar Boy, and Spirit Week, further cementing their reputation as a must-see live act. Upcoming projects and future aspirations. Looking ahead, Studweiser is actively working on new material with plans to release their next single later in 2025. Their commitment to pushing creative boundaries and delivering aesthetic music continues to drive their momentum forward. So if you're looking to connect with Studweiser and eager to get updates on their journey, the band maintains an active presence on social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, where they share their news and upcoming shows behind the scenes on their content. Their music's also available on all streaming platforms and Bandcamp if you're a fan of Bandcamp. As they continue to trudge through the Philadelphia scene, make sure you get out there and check them out. Nick actually told me they're about to hit the studio this weekend. They're recording at Studio 4 with Justin Barrett. I don't know if you've heard of Studio 4. It's definitely one of the top studios on the East Coast. Circa Survive has recorded their last couple albums there. I want to say LS Dunes recorded their last album there. It's in Conshohocken. I couldn't tell you how many different artists I recorded there. Studio 4, I want to say Me Without You recorded their last album there. Let's see. Will Yip owns Studio 4. If you don't know Will Yip, he's recorded almost every band that I listen to. Huge in the he recorded Citizen. He's recorded it's a laundry list. Make sure you check out Will Yip, Studio 4. Take a look at any of the artists he's recorded. Great roster. Can't wait to see what Studweiser does in that studio. It's an amazing studio. I've had friends record there. I've had touring bands that I'm friends with record there. Super stoked to hear what they do. So that is our news update for the week. If you're going out to see live shows this weekend, remember, as I said on Tuesday, Floorbird is playing Round Guys in Lansdale on Saturday. There's 4 bands playing. Great beer, great food. Make sure you tell Rachel, the guy with the red beard, sent you. Give her some hell. Give her a good tip. Give the staff great tips. Great staff there. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you comment down below. Got anything to add, Coy?